Hello there everybody, welcome back to another video here on my channel. So this video is going to be a vinyl record video. If you saw the first one that I did, it was my Beatles vinyl record collection. I know it wasn't really like a lot of them. Well, I'll tell you, this one has more. So this is going to be my Kiss vinyl record collection as of February 2024. Now, you probably remember before, I had a huge vinyl record collection of Kiss. I mean, along with the Beatles as well, too. And of course, for Kiss, I had almost every album except Unmasked, Carnival of Souls, Revenge, Hot in the Shade. I think, well, there's one that was called Killers, but that's like a compilation album of Kiss. I mean, that could probably still count. I mean, that's like five right there. I mean, and unfortunately, I still don't have any of those albums. I mean, the reason is because I just wasn't really big on some of those albums. Well, Hot in the Shade was actually a little bit too hard to find, and Revenge, same thing, because I always look for like first pressings of those, and they're just a little bit hard to come by. And Killers, again, it's a compilation album, but I'd never really owned it. I've seen it, many times. And Unmasked, I really just did not care for. I know a lot of people probably consider it an underrated album. And same with Carnival of Souls, but even though I think some people probably prefer that more than Psycho Circus, but to me, I think Psycho Circus was better than Carnival of Souls. And I did not own Unplugged. I mean, Unplugged is a little bit hard to come by, too. I think they have like the remaster one, or they may have the other one. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I don't know if they have an original one of that. And a little bit of their later work, like Monster and Sonic Boom, I did not own either because I just not really big on their later work a lot, but it's still all right. So anyway, and of course I do have a Kiss shirt on. I didn't really have a Beatles shirt on the last one. This is like a little bit of a faded out shirt though. It's kind of like Dynasty, just the way that it's featured, or Dynasty, as people call it. But it's a really nice shirt. Yeah, I got it on eBay, by the way. So anyway, this is going to be my vinyl record collection as it looks. So here we go. Let's get into this. Already going long. The first one I have is, of course, the self-titled album from 1974, and that is Kiss. And this one is on the Casablanca Record and Film Works label, which means that it's a later pressing. This does have Kiss in Time, of course. If it's on the blue label, from what I heard, they are first pressings. I mean, some people may comment and say that they are not first pressings, but from what I heard, if it's on the blue label, then yes, it is first pressing. And if they're on the Casablanca Record and Film Works, it's a later pressing. And it usually would have like a year on it or something, about it. But anyway, so story behind this one, they just celebrated their 50th anniversary of this album, which is amazing. So of course you have like the members on here, the original ones: Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss. And also, Paul, Gene, and Ace all put their makeup on themselves, but Peter Criss, his makeup was done by a professional. And of course, it looks entirely different than the other look that he's like had before. And Ace really decided to put like silver stuff like in his hair to do that sort of thing. Sorry for the glare that's like on there, but he decided like to make the thing, make the group, a little bit more different by having his hair like that. But it was just stuff that it was like some kind of like hair color that he put in there, and he could take it out just by just with shampoo or whatever, like that sort of thing. Yeah, and I think it was pretty awesome, what he did. And a lot of people really like Ace Frehley, when he was with Kiss. And of course, it's got a lot of great songs on it, like Strutter, Nothing to Lose, Firehouse, Cold Gin, Let Me Know, Kissin' Time, Deuce, Love Theme from Kiss, 100,000 Years, and Black Diamond. And usually with these, There's usually differences with this, and the difference sometimes they have is one has the studio version of the song Nothing to Lose, and the other one does not. It has the studio version. You have the studio and the live version. I don't know why they have like a live version. I guess it was recorded like around 1974 or whatever, or 75, and they decided to put it onto the album. I don't know, or it might have been in 74 when they did it. I don't really remember. But yeah, that is their first album. Of course, it is an amazing album. They say a great debut album, and it's definitely very good to listen to. It really is. Yep. All right. The next one I have is probably a lot of people's number one favorite Kiss album, and it is Destroyer. And of course, I don't have the other albums like Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, Alive. I thought I did have Rock and Roll Over, but apparently I do not. Love Gun, and of course Unmasked, Asylum, Animalize, Crazy Nights, Hot in the Shade, Revenge, and the other live albums that he did as well too. But sorry to everybody about that. But so anyway, this one is on, I believe it's the Casablanca label. Yeah, so that's like the label that it's on. It's not Casablanca Record and Film Works, so this is probably like a little bit of a later pressing, but they just don't have the Casablanca Record and Film Works label, and it's on this kind of label, or the thing it has the Kiss Army thing. It doesn't have any inserts in it or anything like that. But of course, another great album, and all four original members, and of course Peter Criss's makeup, and they're like looking entirely different, from the first one. But their second album was of course Hotter Than Hell. But then back here, now there is some writing that is on the album a little bit, which is like right there as you can see, but it doesn't really hurt it that much. I mean, there is like some on there in the front too, but it's not like anything I put on there. But a lot of great songs like Detroit Rock City. Then we have King of the Nighttime World, God of Thunder, Great Expectations, and side 2, Flamin' Youth, Sweet Pain, Shout It Out Loud, Beth, and Do You Love Me. A lot of good songs there. I think Do You Love Me is very underrated, and other ones, I haven't really listened to, but other ones, that I have listened to are really great to listen to. And like I said, I know a lot of people consider this their number one favorite Kiss album. And of course, this is around the time when Kiss was like really like on top of the world. They were like selling out shows a lot of times. They had opening acts like for them mostly. And people, just really, really wanted to see them. Yeah, from like 1975, I want to say, to about 1979. Everybody was always, seeing them, always wanting to see Kiss, own their merchandise, look like them, sing like them, and own their records, of course. I mean, yeah. And pretty much that's it. I mean, that's all I can say about that album. And like I said, it's a very, very good one. The next one I have is a solo album, and it's the solo album of Gene Simmons. And this is around the time when Kiss decided to do some solo albums, like just to pretty much, do that sort of thing. Now, unfortunately, I do not have Paul Stanley and Peter Criss. I've heard people say, that Paul Stanley's solo album is really, really good. Gene Simmons is not bad. Ace is the best of all of them, and Peter Criss is their least favorite. Although I've seen some people like comment on stuff and say that Peter Criss's solo album is really good, and Paul Stanley, I mean, I've heard people say it's not bad, and some people say that Gene Simmons' solo album is all right. And I've heard some people have said before that Ace Frehley's solo album is all right, but to me, I think Ace Frehley's is pretty much the best one out of them all. I have not really listened to a lot of songs on here that Gene Simmons does. I mean, I really need to. And this is the insert that it's on. Little, that has, like, all four of the members, of course, on there. And another cool thing about this, you probably know what is coming. I'm not going to show it, but I'll just show a little bit of it. It has the poster with it. Yes, it does have the poster. All I need is like a sleeve around this, like a sleeve, to protect the whole entire vinyl. But yeah, I mean, anytime it has like the poster with it, I think it's worth a little bit more money, pretty much. Next one I have is, of course, Ace Frehley. Yeah, because I said, I consider Ace Frehley the best solo album out of all of them, and this one has some really good songs on it. I've listened to a lot of them. There are some on there that I have not listened to, and this one is the same one, just like Gene has the insert as well. Sorry, didn't mean to bend it right there, but there we go. Yep. Again, sorry for the glare. Just trying to get like a good stuff. Well, trying to get like good shot of it. There you go. And this one has the poster as well too. I did have Gene Simmons' solo album before with the poster, and I had all four the solo albums, but I did not have Ace Frehley's Ace Frehley's poster. I didn't have Gene Simmons, and I didn't have Paul Stanley. I only had Peter Criss at that time. Then I had Gene Simmons' solo album and had the poster, but then I wound up selling it, I think. Something like that, yeah. But, like I said, definitely a very, very good album to listen to. Next one I have is Dynasty, or Dynasty, whatever you want to call it, but I mostly call it Dynasty. They call it Dynasty like in Australia. And this is the last one to feature Peter Criss. Some say, well, I think he is like pictured on the Unmasked album, but I think he doesn't really play a song. I mean, I think really this is the last one to feature him before he would return for their reunion tour. And this isn't like the last one to feature Ace Frehley here, because he would leave like sometime later on. But nonetheless, this is a very good album. This has great songs on it. Like, I didn't mention the songs on the other one. Well, the Gene Simmons one, I can't really say because I haven't really listened to it a lot. But Ace Frehley, New York Groove, and Speeding Back to My Baby, and Ozone. I mean, some of them, they're not bad to listen to, but New York Groove, I think, is a really, really good one. And this one's got really good songs on it, like 2000 Man that Ace Frehley does, which I think is amazing. It's like a cover of the Rolling Stones song, but Ace Frehley absolutely does a very good job with that song. And of course, I Was Made for Loving You, but you also got Charisma, which is really good. Dirty Living, which I think Peter Criss does. The rest of these I haven't really listened to. X-Ray Eyes is pretty good, and Sure Knows Something is a very good one too. And some of you may like this one, but this one is on the this cover that it has, and it's on the Custom Kiss label. It is Casablanca Record and Film Works, but I think that's a little bit hard to find. Now here's something you're probably really gonna like. This one has the poster of the members, and that's not all. It's also got the thing for the Kiss pinball machine. Yep, all this stuff, the Kiss Army stuff, and a bunch of other things in here too, which I think is pretty awesome right there. But the poster, this having it in there too, I think is really amazing. I mean, I saw this and I was like, I gotta get that, because with all this stuff in there, I was like, yeah, there's no way, that should be sitting around. I mean, I think personally, this needs to have like a sleeve around it too. I mean, unfortunately, it does not. But yeah, when I saw it, I was just like, wow. I mean, anytime it has like inserts in there and stuff, that sort of thing, I think that's, really amazing. Yep, and there you are. And now here's the last one that I own. You've probably seen what it is. You probably saw a little bit of the back of it, but here it is. Creatures of the Night, one of my favorite 80s albums of Kiss. Probably in my top 5 as well. And this is the last one to feature Ace Frehley. Does not play a single song on it, but he is listed on the album. There is a rare version that has Vinnie Vincent, the guy that replaced him. But it's extremely hard to find, and I don't really care for the cover with Vinnie Vincent on. I think it looks better with Ace Frehley. And of course, the late great Eric Carr. Excuse me. The late great Eric Carr up here, rest in peace. And Paul and Gene as well too. But a lot of great songs, including Creatures of the Night, I Still Love You. And here's like a little insert that it has, and the album itself. I think it still is Casablanca Record and Film Works, but it's on this label, like whatever, like they pretty much call it. I mean, I don't really know exactly. I think they do have like a Casablanca Record and Film Works one, but this is around the time they were not doing, Casablanca anymore, and they wound up going to Mercury, I think. Something like that. Trying to get this like back into her as gently as I can, and almost. There we go. Yeah, because it does say Casablanca on here, and I think it also says Polygram as well. But yeah, and War Machine's very good, and I Love It Loud. Yeah, I mean, a lot of really, really good songs, and a really awesome album cover as well, too. I mean, I just absolutely love this album. I own a lot of these on CD and cassette. Very little on cassette, but mostly CD and vinyl as well too, and never really owned an 8-track or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, really awesome stuff. I mean, I know I had a lot more before, but there you go. I mean, just the way that it sounds, on this album, was really good, and that's pretty much it. Yep, a very good album, once again. And that is going to do it. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video of my Kiss vinyl record collection as of 2024. As always, if you like this, hit it with a thumbs up and comment if you like, no negative stuff, and subscribe. It's not a bad thing, a good thing. And you all take care, and thanks again for watching.